We're taking an in-depth look into the Trayford Pellerin case and the decision by a grand jury not to indict the officers who shot Pellerin. There have been questions since August of last year when the shooting happened about why police shoot to kill. Tonight we're getting answers from a man with over 40 years of law enforcement training and experience. He watched the video with our Kendria LaFleur.
Reports from the investigation found the use of force was justified, so we wanted to get an expert, someone who's familiar with the use of force, to weigh in on the shooting.
What I see and from what I've learned, I think deadly force was necessary to stop the threat.
With more than 40 years of law enforcement experience, St. Landry Parish Sheriff Bobby Guidros says officers are not trained to shoot to wound.
When we go through police training, in order to certify and to qualify and to become a licensed commissioned law enforcement officer in any jurisdiction in this country, you have to pass a weapons firearms course. And we're taught body mass, center body mass. We're not taught to shoot in the arm because the danger of that, or the leg, is that a bullet can ricochet. And we don't know where it's going after that. Some innocent people can get hurt.
Watching the video, Guidros says he noticed a K-9 officer, which led to the question if all possible resources were used before guns were fired.
Now, whether the dog would have attacked, I'm sure the dog is a well-trained animal. Maybe the dog could have diverted the attention, or maybe the suspect would have killed the dog. We don't know. But that is an alternative method of approaching this individual.
The K-9 officer not being used as a way to resolve the situation was addressed by District Attorney Don Landry in Tuesday's news conference.
The dog is a police officer and is highly trained to attack movement when his handler lets him go. The dog saw multiple potential targets during these few minutes, and the K-9 officer could not let him go.
In response to the verdict and video, Pellerin's family attorney says he was in a constant state of retreat, only walking away from officers and never posed a threat to them. However, Guidros says the threat doesn't have to be towards officers.
He was a threat not to the officers. His back was to the officers. His threat was to those people in that store. They had to stop that threat. The threat wasn't directly to the officer, but the threat was to citizens that were in that store. And they had to do that. That was their job.
Reporting for KATC TV3, I'm Kendria LaFleur.
Well, many of you have asked us what's next for the Lafayette police officers involved in Trayford Pellerin's shooting. We asked a spokesperson for the police department. We were told the officers are still employed with LPD and remain on administrative leave. When asked if or when that leave will be lifted, we were told that's a call the police chief has to make.